Sobrang init ngayon ah. Whew. Alas 2 na ngayon ng hapon ah. Alas 3 na nga, alas 3:18. Hello. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Mayong adlaw ka na itong tanan, mga kigsunan, mga kasampyak. Airway Guagin. Buhay Amerika, Duterte supporter. Magaingon nga kung adunay nahidog mo tungod sa itong mga kakapyog kaluya ang imong mga pulong may magadasig kanya sa pagtindog. So mga kasampyak, bukas na pala yung bukas na yung dito sa New York, sa Manhattan yata, yung Maisog Rally. So nakita natin sa vlogs ni Marlica, binanggit niya na nandito na raw sa US nandito na sa New York yata si Attorney Vic Rodriguez. So sana successful yung Maisog Rally bukas. So duty pa naman tayo niyan. Bukas ko babalik, pero siguro pupunta tayo diyan para masaksihan natin yung para masuportahan natin yan, kasi once lang yung mga ganyan na magkakaroon tayo ng mga ganong pagtipon-tipon. At least man dito sa ibang bansa para ipakita natin yung suporta natin kay Tatay Digong sa na para din natin may pakita sa administrasyon ngayon na hindi na tayo masaya sa mga nangyayari, sa mga pangyayari na nagaganap. So before niyan mga kasampyak, may gusto akong ipapakita sa inyo, ipaparinig yung interview ni Tatay Digong. Hindi ko alam kung kailan ito. Yung interview niya sa China Reporter yata ito. Jibara PH. Yung gusto ko lang i-summary yung yung nakita ko bago ko ipapakita sa iyo. Yung kasi English ito eh. Tinatanong kasi si Tatay Digong yung niya, pamamahala niya before at yung kasalukuyan ngayong administrasyon, yung about din sa sa West Philippine Sea. So sa madaling salita, yung sabi kasi ni Tatay Digong na kasi yung mga pangyayari ngayon, yung dirian sa West Philippine Sea, sabi niya na kasi hindi na siya presidente ngayon, pag may reverse daw, halimbawa siya yung pangulo yata ng Pilipinas, ang gagawin niya yung US base dito sa atin, yung may treaty kasi tayo yung mga bases ng US daw dito sa atin sa Pilipinas papatalsikin daw niya yan pag sa kanya. Kasi yan kasi yung nag-uudyok na yung China na pwede tayong girahin dahil sa, kung halimbawa ibigyan ko kayo ng mag-war itong Taiwan at China. So ang mangyayari diyan, dahil yung mga US bases na sa atin, so sa atin talaga yan mag-refuel. So ang mangyayari diyan pati tayo damay-damay na kasi pwede tayong tirahin ng missile ng China. So delikado itong kaya basta maganda itong interview ni Tatay Digong. Saka tinanong din siya nung yung mga international media daw, katulad ng China, nasiyahan sila sa panahon ni Tatay Digong na independent daw siya. Hindi siya katulad ng ibang mga pangulo na medyo nagdepende lang sa dikta ng Amerika Kasi sabi kasi ni Tatay Digong na siya gusto niya na yung friendly lang sa mga neighbors natin para hindi tayo maka-create ng chaos, maka-create tayo ng gulo, na magsisimula ng gulo at magkakagira. So may papakita ko sa inyo. Sobrang init Pero bago niyan, bukas ng gabi sana makapunta tayo sa sa Maisog Rally doon sa Manhattan yata yan
Thank you so much for talking to us. Let's start questions about your connection to China. If you have one more opportunity to visit China in the future, what kind of messages would you like to convey to both Chinese and the Philippine people?
I was more of a friend a closer friend to China. It seems that China here in Asia is making everything that is possible to gather us as good neighbors. But America, as it becomes with foreign policy, if you look at it at a distance, it is really hostile. So, if you stick with America, if you identify yourself with America, then everything becomes blurry with our relations with China and the rest of the ASEAN countries. In terms of geopolitics, trade, we have a robust trade relations between China and after I visited China and talked to the president, humbly asking him to consider the plight of my nation, that we earn money, at least one of the ways to earn money was really our exports, because we are an agricultural country. So I was very appreciative of the brotherly gesture, almost like to cry. It was really very kind to us Filipinos. I hope that we can stop this raucous over there, because the Americans are the ones pushing the Philippine government to go out there and find a quarrel and eventually maybe start a war. But I do not think that America will die for us. And yet, America has so many bases in the Philippines now. I am sorry for my country. I am not the president anymore. I cannot run. And if God would allow it, and perchance, I would reverse the situation. I will remove their bases. And I would tell the Americans, you have so many ships. So you do not need my island as a launching pad or as a launching deck for your...
How do we evaluate the direction of China and Philippine relations during the past year and a half since the current government took office?
Well, I'm very sad, and I hope that we can put it back again, rehabilitate. I hope that China will take care of us, in the sense that we will try to go back to the normal relations, but it is fighting because it becomes a matter of principle. Because the issue is there, hanging because of the American influence.
Currently, some comments believe the current Philippine authorities, under the disguise of protecting fishermen's interests, are actually encouraging them to dispute the area in what we call Huangyan Island and keeps, initiating more hardline actions. While it's probably not so conducive to dialogue, and the real intention behind that probably to satisfy personal interests of some politicians. What's your opinion on that question?
It's not possible to talk sense to these guys. Maybe one remedy is I can talk to your government, either here preferably here your representatives, you can talk about easing up a little bit, and I will tell the people that this is the protocol that China wants to, and it's good, and I recommend that we follow it. We never had that before during my time. China allowed the fishing there, and nobody was disturbing them. So, if you want a mid-term change, a radical change of, we will be having a hard time. You can begin to talk to, not necessarily with me and all the others.
During your visit to China in October 2016, the bilateral ties greatly improved, while the Chinese side made a proper arrangement regarding your concerns about South China Sea issue. Did you still remember how those kind of consensus was reached at that time?
It's a contested area. You said it's yours, and we say it's mine. It's mine. We do not quarrel with that. We do not ask for any solution of this issue now. We just leave it that way, and as long as there are no military or it was a very good arrangement. Everybody was happy. And if China should also go there and fish, then go there and fish. So if the catch is already enough, then they can sail back home.
Well, I remember you have also expressed your concerns about military troops from the U.S. in Philippines, and you believe that probably puts the Philippines into a more dangerous position. Well, I would like to know your current feeling about the U.S. and Philippine military cooperation currently, and also I would like to know whether or not it caused more controversy and concerns among Philippine people.
You know, there is a quarrel going on because there is America telling everybody, okay, you fight, do not be afraid because we are here. It's antagonistic and hostile. We cannot. We have bilateral relations with America, and but if your foreign policy is crooked or it favors one country and being sometimes hostile because you are with America, then everything is wrong. That is the problem. In the Taiwan's issue, we do not tinker with Taiwan. Taiwan is a province of China. And Taiwan wants to be independent, and America is supporting them, knowing that it is illegal because it is part of China's sovereignty.
How do you think that China and Philippines can go back to the track of dialogue and negotiation around the South China Sea issue?
We will just have to wait. You cannot talk to the guy because it is the Americans who will tell them what he will say to you. So it's forever a cycle of incongruity. Remember that. We do not have any quarrel with them. We know that if it would come because of the Americans at that. So we cannot, well, we have to accept it because our government admittedly allowed it.
You know, people have given you quite different tags regarding your governing style. For example, among your political opponents, they probably say you are too friendly to China and South China Sea issue. However, in minds of many Chinese, you are so powerful and decisive in dealing with domestic issues such as drugs, crimes and terrorism, and they appreciated the independent foreign policy you pursued during your presidency. How would you like to comment on those tags?
First of all, let me explain. In the matter of foreign policy, and even in the matters of governance, it is a matter of principle. The principle that I see is that I see things in the right perspective. That whether or not it would be good for my country to remain neutral and not to entertain in this kind of invasive activities by America. Second is in governance. I'm a hard line, especially drugs, criminality, and every facet of governance. But I try to be friendly with all. And it's not because it's not a pretended friendship with China. I really love China more than the Americans. Lastly, I would say that we are not enemies. If ever China hits the Philippines, which we understand, it's because the Americans are here. But it can never be a China-Philippine war. We will always be friends. I can assure you.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Let's